Get the pledge. 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 No? Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're now going to go ahead and reconvene into open session for our Board of Supervisors meeting. Clerk, please take the roll.
Supervisor Abe-Koga.
Here.
Supervisor Jung.
Here.
Supervisor Ellenberg.
I'm here.
Vice President Arenas. Absent, President Lee.
Good afternoon, President, as well.
Thank you. You have a
And
quorum.
Supervisor Young, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Okay, please stand if you're able. Okay, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, great. And the first item we have now is item number 7, which is the approval of the items we'll be presenting today. Can I have a motion to approve so we can move on to the ceremonial
Move approval of item
presentations?
7.
Second, Abe-Koga.
Moved and seconded. All right. Let's go take a vote.
Supervisor Abe-Koga.
Aye.
Supervisor Jung.
Yes.
Supervisor Ellenberg.
Yes.
President Lee.
Aye.
Thank you. That carries as 4.
Okay, thank you. So taking us to the first presentation for today's agenda, if my colleagues would indulge me, I would actually like to take item 8J out of the order and hear that one first. 8J is a commendation honoring Dr. Sarah Cody for 27 years of service to the county. And the county executive will present this commendation, followed by remarks from the board, and then a brief presentation for representatives from the state senate. And then Dr. Cody will share some remarks, and then everyone will come down for a picture. Go ahead, James.
Come on up, Sarah. I have the extraordinary honor on behalf of the Board of Supervisors and the entire county organization, and candidly, on behalf of our entire county community and many, many more far beyond this community, in recognizing Dr. Sarah Cody for an extraordinary career of public service here in the county of Santa Clara. And I'm not going to read through the whereas clauses and the commendation or talk about the different roles that Dr. Cody's held over time or tell you all the stats and figures associated with her truly extraordinary leadership of our public health department, serving as health officer. I'm not going to walk through all of the amazing things that she accomplished, not just related to our COVID-19 pandemic, but in so many other ways. But what I do want to recognize publicly on behalf of our entire community is just how extraordinarily grateful we are for your integrity, for your sturdiness, in ways that so many in the public will never see how you stepped forward as a true public servant at a time today when public health is under such attack nationally, when the role of civil service is under attack nationally, how throughout the pandemic and beyond and before, you epitomize what it means for someone to actually step forward and put the oath that you and all other county employees have taken to serve our community forward. The extraordinary courage that you've shown time and time again to do the right thing, notwithstanding extraordinary personal sacrifices and costs. And so there really isn't a fitting thank you that we can give to you. And there's so much that our community doesn't know or did not see in the courage, integrity, vision, and leadership that you have shown and you have given us. But you have given all of us a truly precious gift of showing such an example of public service, of showing all of us what leadership looks like when the call comes and it's not a call you sought. You never sought any public recognition or fame, and yet you stepped forward to do what needed to be done, to make extraordinarily difficult decisions on behalf of literally the lives of so many here in Santa Clara County and across the United States who then followed that courageous example. I've gotten a tremendous gift from getting the real privilege of being able to work alongside you for these many years. I feel really blessed that I've been able to be in these different roles to support your work and the work of so many others, many of whom are in this room, who tirelessly poured their hearts into service in this community. One of the great gifts that I got from the pandemic was a truly enduring friendship. And I just have to say on behalf of our entire county organization, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, James. Turn it to our president of our board. I believe board
Yes.
members have some comments. they'd like to
Exactly. So
share.
I'm going to go look on the dais here, all those with lights on. So Supervisor Ellenberg, go ahead.
Sarah, when history looks back on the COVID-19 pandemic, it will show that you saved hundreds of thousands of lives in Santa Clara County through your leadership and your courage during those turbulent years. Your actions were bold and unprecedented, and unfortunately, in some cases, garnered hostile responses from people who didn't understand that such extraordinary measures were necessary to quite literally save lives. I know the pressure was enormous on your entire family. There was no playbook to follow, but you remained steadfast and demonstrated unparalleled, true public service and leadership. Over the next several years, of course, you led our county through the response to COVID. Fortunately, and with the support of our county organization, you led our residents in one of the most effective responses in the nation to the virus that sickened millions and killed tens of thousands. I joined the Board of Supervisors in January of 2019 and knew kind of vaguely of public health as the county department that ran education and outreach programs and offered protections against infectious diseases. I had no idea and no appreciation for how vital this department would become to our county in just 13 months. But my early engagement with you and with your team showed me that this steady leadership, thoughtful approach to complicated health issues, and unwavering commitment to improving health outcomes in historically marginalized communities was tremendous. To our great fortune, you were exactly the right person for the job nobody expected to materialize. Under your leadership, Santa Clara County became a national leader in testing and vaccinating and in effectively reaching communities that held deep-seated concerns about the intentions of government with regard to health care. Of course, your extraordinary career encompassed far more than the response to COVID, and the leadership you exhibited will shape the health of our county for years to come and how we test for, treat, and educate our residents about infectious diseases, in the work with youth coalitions to try and shift undesired behaviors, and in the emphasis on populations that have been historically marginalized. It has been an absolute pleasure and a real honor to work with you and to learn from you, Dr. Cody. I wish you every continued success, lots of time to read and learn and bike and write, and I very much hope to stay in touch 1 hour, 1 lunch, no screens at a time.
Supervisor Young?
Dr. Cody, we met on March 16th, 2020, and within the first 2 hours of meeting each other, that was when I and a select group of employees activated in the Emergency Operations Center learned that you were executing the first shelter-in-place order in the country. You did it stoically, carrying the full weight of what the decision was going to mean for everyone. You carried yourself under incredible pressure, incredible burden, with absolute grace throughout the whole pandemic, starting from that day, that I was able to work in your presence and to learn alongside you what it means, this next level of public service in this space that was unimaginable for so many of us during that time. I witnessed you manage your family's concerns. There was a day where your home life protesters were outside your home. You were on the phone with your daughter, calming her down, talking to your family, and 10 minutes later, you were presenting to the Board of Supervisors. In your presentation, we were all watching with bated breath to see if you needed our support. But no, you presented beautifully without anyone ever knowing what you and your family had just endured. So I want to take this opportunity to share that it's just not the woman we see on stage and on TV in the public space, but the woman behind the scenes under great, incredible circumstances, still holding steadfast, still being very clear of mind, and putting the greater good before everything else. Dr. Cody, it was an honor to work alongside you during our public health crisis during COVID-19, a greater privilege to be able to call you a colleague and a friend. And I, myself, and so many county employees are so much better off having the opportunity to learn from your leadership. You will be missed, but I know how to get you. You gave me your phone number. And I look forward to everything that you'll be able to take time for, everything, every opportunity, every action that you can take to put yourself first, I think, for once. I look forward to that. I look forward to hearing about that. But Dr. Cody, I think you broke the mold as our public health officer. I don't know. There's big shoes to fill. And I just thank you for your immense level of sacrifice and service. And I thank your family, too,
because it was also their service. And I want to thank them for sharing with you, with us, when everybody was looking for ways to be closer to family and be home. You spent every day in the Emergency Operations Center navigating and managing this incredible crisis. Thank you.
Yes, Supervisor Abikuya.
Thank you, President. So I just want to add my sincerest thanks to you, Dr. Cody, for your incredible leadership to Santa Clara County. And like it's already been said, like most of the rest of the county, I didn't know a lot about what public health did. And I've learned a lot in a very short time. Hearing from you, I would say that my regret is that I won't get to spend more time with you. I really appreciate all the work that you've done. And I'm very grateful, though, that I have been able to see you in action. And before I came here, as you know, as a mayor of Mountain View in 2020, that was when just like the rest of the world, we learned what public health is about and what your role is. And I remember it being a time when there was a lot of chaos, a lot of questions, people just having questions about what COVID meant. And I quickly learned the significant impact that you had and in combating this pandemic, and in the midst of all the misinformation and the panic that was going on, I know we all came to look to you for information and for leadership, and you certainly were the right person at the right time. And when I think about crises, and we've been through several over the many years, I think, we don't pick the crises, but sometimes the crises might pick us. And I think of that you really were the perfect leader to lead our county through at that critical moment in time. And the information you provided, leading us to be the first county to shelter in place, bringing the Bay Area and all the counties together to respond in a coordinated fashion, just really, I think, made a huge difference in how we were able to get through that incredible time. And so I just want to thank you again for your leadership and oversight. And I know that beyond that, you've been an incredible supporter and cheerleader for the entire county in so many ways. And you've really helped to strengthen the safety net services the county provides through your work in public health. And so I just want to thank you for all of that, your dedication, expertise, sacrifice, definitely. And I want to thank the family, because it really is a family affair when we do this work in public service. But I know that you'll continue, and I've heard that you'll be returning to us to provide the Latino health assessment to the board. And so I just can't thank you enough for that ongoing commitment and dedication to our community. I wish you all the best in your next chapter in life. And I think you're a D5 resident, so I hope that I'll be able to see you around town and call upon you, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Yes, Vice President Rennes.
Thank you. I also want to add to that, express gratitude of my colleagues. I know that as a council member, we all went through the pandemic, and we figure out where were we when we went through the pandemic, right? And we create this timeline based on our lives. My little girl was 5 years old, and she was barely starting school, and so she was going to start in a remote access. And I think for the very first time as a mom, public health impacted me in a very different way, right? Previously, I'd worked in drug dependency court, and I knew the public health nurses were just angels from heaven, and probably under your leadership, Dr. Cody. And so what I hear my colleagues say is where they were in the pandemic in relation to you. because I think it was the relationship that you brought and the leadership that you brought in terms of how to represent other communities that normally wouldn't have been spoken about, right? And you elevated those inequities in access and ultimately in outcomes. And I think when I speak to others and when others speak about you, actually, they say, you did this in spite of getting a lot of just blowback from many folks that were pulling you in so many different directions. And for that, I want to thank you, because I know that my community was really impacted. And if it wasn't for you, many of those who primarily passed away or were sick during the pandemic, there were a lot of people of color, it would have been a graver outcome. And so thank you for protecting our community. Thank you for standing up for all of us. Thank you for speaking up for those who didn't have voices at that time. And lastly, I want to thank you for the Latino health assessment that was spoken about earlier. I know that you offered to come back and volunteer. This is the type of leader that you are, and it just really speaks volumes of what you want to give to all of us. And so for that, I'm absolutely grateful. Thank you.
Well, Dr. Cody, I guess maybe after you retire, I could call you Sarah. I certainly want to wholeheartedly thank you for your service to our county for this 3 decades and your partnership with me over the past 4 years since I've been on this board. Arguably, you had the hardest job in this county during the COVID pandemic. The first shelter-in-place order in the United States was really something amazing. Getting millions, literally millions of our residents masked, tested, and vaccinated, and making these life-saving decisions and ultimately protected all of us. And that's really amazing work that you have done. And your track record is nothing short remarkable. Now, before the pandemic, almost nobody knew, right, who this public health officer is in the county. Well, due to your exceptional leadership, everybody knows who you are. Now, I don't know how you go to grocery stores, but I mean, seriously, you did all this with grace, humility in the face of adversity and uproar from so many community members who were misinformed and misguided. And we talked about some of those situations with folks visiting your house. I got a few, but I think you have way more than I did outside waiting for us and wanting to talk to us or you scream at us or whatever. Your leadership has led to the development of our science branch to support data-driven decisions, improving our public health, and preparing us to respond to the next pandemic, whenever that may be. So I am truly, truly grateful, represent my family and the county for your leadership and partnership as we work together to lead this county to a better and healthier place. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Sheshe, muchísimas gracias, in so many languages to our county for everything you've done for our county, and you will sorely be missed. Thank you. Oh, we got some more over there. Okay, let's see. Greta, go ahead.
Sarah, I'll keep this brief, but I would be remiss not to just make a few comments. I agree with so many of the wonderful things about your leadership that have been said already, but I'll just add a few more things that some folks in this room know and saw themselves, and others may not know. But in the early days of the pandemic, it was so clear to me also what a deeply respected national leader you are in public health. We had folks come boots on the ground from CDC headquarters to help support us during the initial phases of the pandemic response. And it was so clear to me in my conversations with them how incredibly grateful and lucky they felt this whole country was that you happened to be the public health leader at the helm of the county that became the epicenter for the early days of the pandemic. And so, you know, I know on behalf of public health leaders nationwide, there is an incredible debt of gratitude to you for your leadership and service and your bravery. I also just wanted to share that one of the things that I've always shared with you and appreciated most about you is how much love you have for the broader county organization and your colleagues across so many departments. You've spoken with such fondness and respect for so many people in so many county departments that you've gotten to work with, and have really always taken an interdisciplinary approach, partnering with folks in the health system, with EMS, folks in law enforcement, folks in the county counsel's office, and the social services agency, and so many other parts of the county organization to make public health's work better and deeper and more responsive to the community, and to enrich the work of all those departments through its communication and collaboration with public health. And I also just wanted to say thank you to not only to you, but also to your family, who I have the deep privilege of having known even long before the pandemic. And not only is Sarah an incredible leader, she's an incredible parent, she's an incredible daughter, and has just done so much to support her family through what really was the test of a lifetime, not only as a public servant, but also as a parent. As so many of us struggled deeply with trying to support our children during the pandemic, and you did that with incredible grace as well. And then finally, I would just say, you've been such a beacon of light for so many folks around the county who really want to put equity at the center of our work. Supervisor Arenas spoke to that already. I saw that firsthand, that every time there was a key decision in the pandemic and in any other context of your work that needed to be made, you always thought first about who was going to be impacted most and harshest by whatever was the issue we were trying to address. And I'm just so grateful for your leadership, and I know the whole community is as well. And Sarah, we all just care about you so much and are so delighted to see you have this next fantastic phase of your life. So thank you.
So Sarah, I think I might be the only person in this room that has had the crazy experience of defending you in a deposition. And what I can say I learned in that experience early on in knowing you is really what I needed to know the most, which is that you are ferocious. And in spite of the fact that you're ferocious and 100% capable of going it on your own, you are so deeply committed to partnership, so deeply committed to listening, and it has really characterized my experience, my amazing experience working with you since you've been here, that you know how to listen with a capital L. And you know what it means to partner with this amazing organization and everybody across this organization to leverage each other's skills, to leverage each other's experiences. And that has made you the powerful leader that you are. And I will say, having been in that EOC with you, as so many other people have said, the degree of bravery that it took for you to make some of the decisions that you made, to approach every day with the level of empathetic ferocity that you did. It was really just an amazing experience, and one that I will always look to as a touchstone for what it means to be a leader. So we will really miss you dearly, and it's been such an honor to get to work with you.
So before we move forward to the board commendation, actually there is going to be a presentation from our state legislature representative, I believe from the state senate. And yes, please come on.
James. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mario Lopez. I'm here on behalf of California State Senator Dave Cortese. We bumped into each other a couple of weeks ago, and I mentioned that we were in the process of doing this. But first and foremost, I do want to thank Board President Otterly and the rest of the Board of Supervisors, along with you, and your County Executive Administration, for allowing me the opportunity to present this joint resolution on behalf of Senator Dave Cortese, Senator Wahab, Senator Laird, and Senator Becker, along with Speaker Rivas and Assemblymember Mark Berman, for your leadership and deep sense of gratitude that they feel for everything that you've done for our county and our country. So thank you.
to share a few words as folks come down to take a photo?
I do. I kind of feel like I could die tomorrow and the eulogies would be done, right? That was quite extraordinary. I just want to say it's difficult for me to fathom just how lucky I have been, because as county health officer, I've had the opportunity to serve my community, the place where I've always lived, the place where I grew up, and there's something really deeply lovely about that, about just being, in your own place. I wanted to share a little story. Many of you don't know, but oddly, it was a bacteria that originally brought me to Santa Clara County. So while a virus sort of capped my career, it was a bacteria that got me started. There was a huge outbreak of salmonella in the Bay Area, and of course, Santa Clara County was the epicenter. And I met this extraordinary group of people, starting with a rural mounted deputy sheriff named Mac in Silicon Valley on a horse, among other people here. And of course, that's when I met Marty. So Marty Fenster-Scheib offered me a job, and I joined the county organization and had no idea what fortune had just struck when I joined 27 years ago. So I am grateful to so many people. I wish I could say every single person's name and savor it, but I can't because we have many other things to do this afternoon. But starting with the communicable disease public health nurses who taught me so much during my first few years, all the way to Marty, who first talked to me about being the health officer, and it was not clear to me at that time that was a good idea. And then I want to thank Jeff Smith and Ken Yeager, who entrusted this role to me and saw things in me and saw my future in a way that I really didn't. And I want to thank the community members and leaders who have trusted me enough to tell me hard truths, and who have helped me grow and who have kept me humble. And thank you to everyone, past, present, and future, who has decided to lend their time and talents to work with the public health department. I've learned so much from all of you. We've had a number of extraordinary teams leading the public health department, health officers, and executives. I want to thank them all. Most especially our current extraordinary team of health officers and executives, some of the kindest people I've ever worked with. And special thanks to Sarah Redman, to whom I am passing the baton on Friday, and I know will lead the department with energy and grace. I'm also so indebted to my extended EOC family who, quite literally wrapped their arms around me and the whole public health department during the pandemic. And never in a million years did I think that I would feel such enduring love and affection for attorneys and for sheriffs. And I also, of course, want to thank the Board of Supervisors for their trust and support. I had support that no other health officer had from my Board of Supervisors. And while there were times during the pandemic when I truly wished they would just fire me and we could get it over with, our county charter prevented that. James made sure. And then I especially want to thank James, Greta, Jeff, and Tony, who stood with me during some of the darkest days of the pandemic. And you are why I have anointed myself the luckiest health officer in the nation. And James, I think this county is the luckiest county in the nation because of you. Incredibly lucky to have you leading us. And this gives me great comfort as a community member to know the extraordinary people that we have working in the county under the leadership of the board and under the leadership of our county executive. We are so lucky to be here. And so finally, I'm still standing because of the love, support, and wicked sense of humor of my family. My husband Doug is here today. My children Rachel and Christopher, unfortunately, were not able to make it. Thank you, thank you. And lastly, I just want to say that with the almost unbearable and unimaginable chaos that seems to be falling around us, this county and these people and all of you are really a beacon of hope. And it's been such a deep honor to serve here in the county and to serve with all of you. And I want you to just keep at it. So much love to everyone. Thank you.
All right, moving to the next item. Actually, I have a request to move item 8G ahead, which is presenting the proclamation declaring April 2025 as Equal Pay Awareness Month in Santa Clara County. Supervisor Young, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. At this time, I'd like to invite Ruth Silver-Taub, the Office of Women's Policy, the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley, and the Commission on the Status of Women to join me. Despite more than 60 years since the Equal Pay Act became law, women in California were paid only 87 cents for every dollar paid to men. And according to the 2024 California Women's Well-Being Index, women in Santa Clara County were only paid 74 cents for every dollar paid to men. Women, particularly women of color, disabled women, single mothers, older women, and LGBTQ+ women, continue to suffer from the impact of unequal pay. It is a great honor to introduce these powerful leaders and women-led organizations who are paving the way toward pay equity and justice for all. When our moms, our sisters, our daughters are paid fairly, we all prosper as a community. We begin by recognizing the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley, who continues to lead efforts in addressing the wage gap that Latinas face, the largest gender equity pay gap amongst all communities. They host an annual Latina Equal Pay Day to mark the moment in time when Latinas make as much as others. But it is a year-long exercise and year-long implementation of public education and advocacy. Next, we acknowledge the Office of Women's Policy, which plays a key role in ensuring that county policies are gender responsive and equitable, starting in our house first. From championing the California Equal Pay Pledge to working toward closing the gender pay gap among county workers, their leadership reflects a commitment to equity, accountability, and meaningful change. We also uplift the legacy of the Commission of the Status of Women, which has spent decades advocating for the rights, dignity, and fair treatment of women and girls in our county. Under the current leadership of Chair Marlene Zapata, the Commission continues to hold our county accountable to the values of fairness and inclusion. And, as a supermajority women-led Board of Supervisors, I also would like to invite my colleagues to join us here. Sorry, Otto. Ally, come on. Allies. We love allies. San Jose and Santa Clara County was declared at one time the feminist capital of the world, and I'm so proud to see that we're continuing that legacy today and continue with the advocacy. At this time, I am proud to introduce Ruth Silver-Taub, a founding member of the Bay Area Equal Pay Collaborative and also my first boss out of law school at the Workers' Rights Clinic. Ruth has been a fierce advocate for equal pay and workers' rights for decades, and we're grateful that she's here today to share her story and wisdom with us. Ruth?
Thank you so much, Betty. I'm sorry, Supervisor Yun. And I'd like to thank the board President Lee, and members of the board. As Supervisor Yun said, I'm founding member of the Bay Area Equal Pay Collaborative. I coordinate a wage theft coalition, supervise the workers' rights practice at SCU Law School and the OLSC advice line. I'm honored to be here today and grateful to Supervisor Yun for inviting me to speak to you. I greet you today on Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Equal Pay Day. It's today. And so this is so appropriate. Equal pay is a form of wage theft because it robs workers of the pay they should be receiving. According to a 2025 report, women in San Jose rank fourth worst, with the largest earning gap for large cities. Women earn 72 cents for every dollar a man earns in 2025. Now, not to be outdone, Sunnyvale ranks second in the earnings for mid-sized cities at 56 cents, a dubious honor. This disparity is true even in female-dominated jobs. The disparity is worse for women of color. Native American women earn 48 cents for every dollar earned by a white man, and black women earn 60 cents. Asian American women earn 83 cents, but Vietnamese American women earn 69 cents because they typically don't disaggregate data, but they did in this case. Latinas in the San Jose metro area face the biggest wage gap of any region in California, according to a recent report, earning 33 cents for every dollar a white man earns. This gender pay gap is rooted in systemic sexism, racism, gender identity, sexual orientation, and disability discrimination. Closing the pay gap requires both a cultural shift and policy solutions. Santa Clara County has taken steps to address this deeply entrenched problem. In March 2017, the board revised board policies, convened a work group, and published an interactive dashboard that assesses how the county is doing as an employer relative to pay equity. Santa Clara County also enacted a CETA ordinance that addresses pay equity. The county also revised the board policy manual to include section 5.0, which provides for possible disqualification if a potential contractor has violated pay equity laws in the past 5 years, and possible revocation of a contract. The county has also signed the Equal Pay Pledge. We're also fortunate in California to have a strong Equal Pay Act and transparency laws that require employers to post salary scales and forbids employers from asking about prior salaries. I'm also grateful that this county has OWP and the Commission on the Status of Women. Santa Clara County's efforts to combat pay equity are especially important in these challenging times. President Trump has revoked Executive Order 11246 as part of his own executive order cracking down on DEI. Executive Order 11246 required federal contractors to take proactive steps to analyze hiring and pay practices and create plans to recruit a diverse workforce. The OFCCP, which enforces this executive order, has been largely dismantled. Over the past decade, OFCCP recovered more than $100 million for women in pay equity cases. In light of these alarming developments, Santa Clara County's work on equal pay is critical. Despite the recent executive order, we also need companies to conduct pay equity and gender-based analysis, review their internal hiring and promotion practices, and sign the Equal Pay Pledge. We're very fortunate to live and work in a county with such a strong commitment to equal pay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And moving on, actually, we have another request to move item 8F ahead, which is adopting a proclamation declaring April 2025 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Santa Clara County. Vice President Arenas, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we shine a light on a crisis that affects millions of lives and to reaffirm our commitment to ending sexual violence in our communities. So today we recognize Sexual Assault Awareness Month. As a woman of color, this issue is very near to me because we are overrepresented in this field, unfortunately. And this is also extremely important to the sexual assault response team, whom I'm going to ask to join me at the podium. So wherever you are, please stand and come. Casey, why don't you please lead everybody over here. I see good partners everywhere. I've been a part of the team for a long time. Once you're part of the team, you're always part of the team. All right, so, we're going to wait for everybody to come in. When it comes to understanding the serious issue of sexual violence, diving into sexual assault statistics, I'm going to provide just a couple of things. obviously, you know, it's primarily women, and it's 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men, which is something we don't talk about, experiencing some form of sexual harassment or assault in their lifetime. And approximately 43% of sexual assault victims are under the age of 18. These numbers should distress us all, and yet one of the most alarming aspects of sexual assault statistics is the staggering number of cases that go really unreported. And too often, survivors suffer in silence, burdened by stigma, fear, or the reality that the justice system doesn't always work in their favor. I feel a strong personal responsibility to bring about real change, and I hope you all do too. We can do that by strengthening laws that hold perpetrators accountable, expanding support services for survivors, and ensuring that prevention efforts in every school, every workplace, and every community are present. Today, I'm incredibly proud of the work that the sexual assault response team does in this county to support survivors. All of these folks behind me just do amazing, amazing work. And I'm going to give a bit of a shout out to some of them. Erica Elliott from Community Solutions. Yes, please. Vanessa Barajas from YWCA. You know what we'll do? Yes, give her, please. What I should have said is, let me read the whole list, and then we'll do a big Yahoo for everyone. Gary Buhay from San Jose PD, Gigi Gill from SCVH, Amy Hayes from SVH, Casey Halcone from Deputy County Executive, Tazia Wiggins from Victim Services Unit, Stephen Del Porto from our DA's office, James Givens Shapiro, again from DA's office, Sunanyana Pida from the medical clinic in our CAC, Mary Ritter from our medical clinic. This is our Children's Advocacy Center. It's all under one roof, support for our children. Elvia Enriquez, Victim Services Unit in our CAC, and Karina Fuentes from our Victim Services Unit from our CAC. Please give them a big round of applause. So this month and every month, we honor the resilience not only of those who provide these services, but especially those of who survive. And this is for our survivors. We listen to their stories, we amplify their voices. To the survivors who have spoken up, who have fought for justice and continue to heal, you are not alone. We hear you, we believe you, and the County of Santa Clara stands with you. And in your honor, I'll present this proclamation officially declaring April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And please, if you know someone who is in this precarious situation, please connect them with any of these wonderful folks behind me. Thank you. Who do I give this? And then I'll ask my colleagues to please come down with us and then take a picture, please. If everybody wants to turn around, come this way. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm so sorry if I did.
Stand back here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, go right behind you. Absolutely. I'm short, so I can see right over both of you. I can do that.
Could be cool.
I thought there was like tears. Right? Yeah. Just came out from like a tear. Yeah.
There you go.
Do you want us to kind of
Yes, sorry. Yeah, no worries. Yes, perfect. Yes. Yes, good.
No? We're good.
Tiptoe. Tiptoe. Thank you.
Everybody, my neck is right there.
Okay, now we're moving on to our next item, which is 8A, which is a proclamation declaring April 2025 as the Arts, Cultural, and Creativity Month in Santa Clara County, and encouraging all residents to celebrate and support the arts. The Arts, Culture, and Creativity Month recognizes the profound impact that arts and culture have had on our communities on daily lives. At this time, I'd like to invite our esteemed guests from the SD Create to join us on the dais, led by Alexandra Ubanowski. Hi, coming up. Yes. Alexandra, if you would like to introduce your colleagues to our audience today as well, please, go ahead.
So much. Thank you so much. Yes, well, thank you, President Lee. I'm joined today, I'm SV Creates. We're the county's art partner, and I'm joined today with arts leaders from around the county representing all the work that the arts do for our residents in our county. Shauna Lucy from Opera San Jose, Ann Watts from Starting Arts, Dana Zell from Children's Musical Theater, Aaron Salazar from Local Color, Peter Allen from San Jose Arts Advocates, Brendan Rawson from SJ Jazz, and Angie Helstrap Alvarez from MACLA. So I just want to, yes, I want to thank you, President Lee, and the Board of Supervisors for recognizing the role the arts play in uplifting our communities, in contributing to the health of our local residents, educating our youth, and building social cohesion. And especially at this time when the federal grants are being cut to the arts and artists, particularly artists of color, are under attack at the federal level, and we know artists do so much for so many in our communities. So we really thank you for this recognition. And for the County of Santa Clara, has been said before, this county stands up for its residents and for its communities, and we thank you for doing that.
There's a long speech here, and I suppose whereas I'm not going to whereas and read all that, but the proclamation is here. I just want to say that a lot of people don't realize how important art is, and then when it comes to funding cut, that's usually the first place that they cut, whether it's schools, universities, and whatnot. And then as we all know, arts do more than just entertain. They truly promote the well-being, strengthen our communities, and unite us across the cultures and generations. Our California's creative economy has contributed $261 billion to our state and support nearly 850,000 jobs. And it's clear that investing in the arts means investing in our future. And organizations like SV Creates and the partners continue to champion equity, innovation, access, ensuring that creativity flourishes in every part of the community. So keep up your good work. Thank you. And here's a commendation. And Holly, let's come on. And moving to item 8B, which the next commendation is proclaiming April as a Fair Housing Month. And at this time, I'd like to invite Art Tapia, Sheng Xiong, and Adrian Solis from Project Sentinel to join us on this dais. Their dedication to fair housing education and advocacy plays a vital role in protecting the rights of all residents. This year marks the 57th anniversary of the Federal Fair Housing Act. Landmark law prohibits housing discrimination and advances equal opportunity. Over the years, protection have expanded to ensure that families with children, individuals with disabilities, and all members of our diverse communities have the right to fair and inclusive housing. Right here in Santa Clara County, we take great pride in our long-standing efforts to eliminate housing discrimination through education, advocacy, and strong partnerships, especially with organizations like Project Sentinel. We continue working to uphold the values of fairness, equality, and opportunity as well. Housing is more than just a place to live. It is the foundation of everyone, every family, dignity, and security. As we recognize Fair Housing Month, let us rededicate ourselves to fostering inclusive communities where everyone has a fair and equal opportunity to call his place a home. And it's an honor for me to present the proclamation to Adrian Solis and invite him to share a few words. Please, coming up.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the County of Santa Clara for honoring Fair Housing Month. We have been serving the community here for over 50 years. We service all of Santa Clara County, Sacramento County, and Stanislaus County. We help out the community with reasonable accommodations if anyone has a disability, anyone who's at risk of getting an eviction. And recently there has been a lot of termination and grant funding, and of course, including ours too, with housing urban developments. So we want to thank for your continued partnership and your commitment to fair housing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Lee. So just to give you a little bit of background on Project Sentinel, we'll keep it short. Project Sentinel is a nonprofit fair housing agency that provides education and counseling to community members, to housing providers and tenants regarding any fair housing issues. We are funded mostly by government contracts and grants. We want to thank you, President Lee. We want to thank the Board of Supervisors, the County of Santa Clara, for the tremendous partnership that we've had in addressing fair housing over the past 33 years. We cannot do this without you. It is an honor for us and very humbling indeed to be recognized as a vital partner in our mission to uphold equal access to housing and to prevent discrimination through our education, enforcement, and advocacy, which remains even more important than ever in the face of the current funding cuts that we are facing and that impact community organizations like Project Sentinel. Again, thank you very much. We appreciate.
Thank you for your good work. This way, stand right here. Oh, please leave this way. Okay, moving to item 8C, which is adopting the proclamation recognized April 13th to 19th this week as the Communications Dispatchers Week, a time to celebrate the dedication, professionalism, and life-saving work of our Santa Clara County Public Safety Communications Dispatchers. At this time, I would like to invite Jonathan Cook, Megan Mahoney, and other members of the dispatch team to join us on the dais, please. Every day, our dispatchers are the first to answer the call for help, literally, coordinating emergency response and ensuring that law enforcement, fire, and medical teams arrive swiftly and efficiently. They provide critical support for all callers, including non-English speakers and those who are hearing impaired, ensuring that no call goes unanswered. During natural disasters and crises, their ability to stay calm under pressure, providing life-saving instructions, and coordinate resources is essential to public safety. The commitment has earned the County of Santa Clara Communications Department recognition as the Center of Excellence by the International Academies of Emergency Dispatch, a distinction first received in 2002 for medical emergency response and again in 2023 for fire emergency response. So today we are celebrating this with our commendation. To all our dispatchers, thank you for being the calm in the chaos and the lifeline our community depends on. Now I would like to invite Jonathan and Megan and any other dispatcher staff to come to the podium and share a few words, please. Come on up.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for all of your recognition of the hard work that county communications dispatchers do every day. While we do not go into this career looking for accolades or praise for the work that we do, it is an honor to receive this proclamation on behalf of our department. We appreciate you for having us here and are thankful for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
This way.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, moving along. Item number 8D, it's a proclamation declaring April 2025 as also Donate Life Month, a time to raise awareness about the life-saving power of organ, eye, and tissue donation. At this time, I'd like to invite our esteemed guests from Donor Network West to join us on the dais. Ho Ha, Pankaj Sawant, Anne-Marie Valero, Kristen Moon, and Graham Olson. For over 35 years, the Donor Network West has worked tirelessly to save and heal lives through organ procurement and transplant. In 2024 alone, their efforts resulted in 1,390 organ transplants, each one offering hope and a second chance of life. Truly life-saving work. Yet the need for organ donors remains urgent. Right now, more than 634 individuals in Santa Clara County, along with over 100,000 nationwide, are waiting for a life-saving transplant. In California alone, over 20,000 patients remain on the wait list, hoping for the call that could change everything. The good news, each of us has the power to make a difference. By registering as an organ donor at a local DMV office or through the Donor Network West website, we can help save lives and bring hope to families in need. And together, we can turn hope into action, ensuring more lives are saved through a generosity of organ donation. So finally, I'm honored to present the proclamation to Ho Ha and invite him to share a few words. So come on up.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you all so much for being here today. April is nationally recognized as Donate Life Month. As the organ procurement organization in Northern California and Northern Nevada, it is our mission to bring hope for the people who are on the transplant waiting list, and to honor the legacies of the selfless donors who make their second chance at life a reality. Again, as Supervisor Lee said, there are 638 of whom that are right here in Santa Clara County. I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to Supervisor Lee and his team. During Donate Life Month, your unwavering support and dedication to raising awareness about donation has been truly remarkable. Your commitment and efforts recognizing April as Donate Life Month has undoubtedly made a significant difference for this crucial need. Thank you for your partnership, your compassion, and your dedication to saving lives. Thank you.
Stand right here. presenting proclamation declaring April 30th, 2025 as Dia de los Niños in Santa Clara County. Vice President Arenas, all yours.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes. This next proclamation is truly a joy to introduce. And I'm going to ask everybody who's part of this proclamation to come because I know that there's some children involved. I'd love for them to join us. This relates to something that really inspires me as a parent and as a human being, and that really is our children and our youth. So today we gather in community to proclaim April 30th as Dia de los Niños. So let's give a big round of applause as they come to the stage. Of course, we cannot forget the llama. That llama has been waiting for the right occasion in my office. And it's absolutely beautiful from an artist down in South County. Okay, so hoy nos reunimos para proclamar el 30 de abril como el Día de los Niños en el Condado de Santa Clara. Y voy a compartir un poco sobre el Día de los Niños y por qué se celebra. Y voy a hablar entre inglés y español, okay? So I'll be sharing a little bit about the background of Día de los Niños and why it's celebrated. And I'm going to go back and forth in English and Spanish. And so please, your patience is requested on my behalf. Alrighty, so los Días de los Niños fue una celebración que se originó en México en 1924. ¿Eso los enseñaron ya en la escuela? Oh, wow! They already knew about it. Okay, y era por el expresidente que se llama Álvaro Obregón, pero realmente es para todo el pueblo, ¿verdad? Y en México, como en otros países latinoamericanos, el Día de los Niños se celebra el 30 para inculcar lo importante que los niños son en nuestra sociedad y la responsabilidad que nosotros tenemos para cuidar de su bienestar y apoyar su crecimiento y desarrollo. So Dia de los Niños, otherwise known as Day of the Child, is a celebration that originated in Mexico in 1924 by then President Álvaro Obregón, but it really is of and for the people. And these kiddos already knew this history. They were telling me, I could hear in the back. It's celebrated annually in Mexico and many other Latin American countries on April 30th to really highlight the significance of children to our society, emphasizing not only their well-being and importance of nurturing their growth and development. El Día de los Niños también es un recordatorio para toda la familia, maestro y organización comunitaria de lo significado que es participar en actividades con nuestros niños, para que disfruten de eventos donde se promueve el amor por el aprendizaje, el orgullo cultural y un sentido de pertenencia. There is no denying that having children in our lives, whether you're a parent like me or fostering or the fun aunt or uncle, is an incredible blessing and a really important responsibility. Lo que tenemos a nuestros niños, los que tenemos a niños en nuestros hogares o vidas, sea a través de ser padres, tíos o tías o madrinas o padrinos, sabemos que es la misma vez una bendición y una importante responsabilidad, con que hoy se sirve como un recordatorio para todo el condado la responsabilidad que tenemos para crear espacios donde se promueve la equidad, la inclusión y el acceso a la educación, la salud y oportunidades de éxito para nuestros niños y jóvenes. Let the Day of the Child serve as a reminder of collective responsibility to create environments in this county that promote equity, inclusion, and access to education, health care, and opportunities for success, regardless of background. We must continue to recognize and celebrate the joy, potential, and promise of every child, because every child deserves the opportunity to learn, thrive, and play safely in their own communities. Y me da muchísimo gusto presentarles a todos ustedes. It is with great pride to celebrate the children behind me, and they are Miley, Kelsey, Juliet, Marina, Kimberly, Christian, Melanie, and Brittany, and Christopher. ¿Se me olvidó uno? No, ay, me tocó todos. And then their amazing parents who are with them, Maria Flores, Maria Rodriguez, and Sofia Hilario. And so I want to thank them as they represent all of the hope that we have for our future. These folks behind me also represent membership of the Hoffman Villamonte Neighborhood Association. And so they're part of my community, and I want to thank them for their leadership as they have come to my events, not only in a spirit of collaborating and partnering with me, but they lead their neighborhood so that they have a lot of celebrations, build community pride, and organize wonderful, wonderful events. And so I want to thank them for all that they do. Yo les quiero agradecer a ustedes por todo lo que ustedes hacen por nosotros, porque les estoy diciendo a la audiencia, y disculpe que tengo mi espalda hacia atrás de ustedes, pero les estoy diciendo a la audiencia que les agradezco todo lo que ustedes hacen, el liderazgo que tienen con su comunidad, porque no solo vienen a mis eventos, pero también aportan los suyos en su propia comunidad, y todo eso lo hacen para no nomás enseñar el modelo de liderazgo que uno debe de tener como padre, pero también para aportar para nuestra comunidad, con que se les agradezco muchísimo. Y es un honor para nosotros declarar hoy, el 30 de abril, como el Día de los Niños. So today, I want to proclaim the 30th of April, we're not there yet, as Day of the Child in Santa Clara County. So help me celebrate by giving everybody a big round of applause. All right, and there's an open invitation to break this llama, so you'll all be invited soon enough. But rest assured that you don't have to wait very long. In that bag there are goodies that our team has put together for all of you. All righty, so thank you. Okay, come on down.
All right, next item is item 8H, adopting commendation recognizing the Vietnamese American community of Santa Clara County on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of Black April and the fall of Saigon in honor of sacrifices of those who fought for freedom in Vietnam and the resilience and contributions of Vietnamese Americans in Santa Clara County. Supervisor Young.
Good afternoon, everyone. This next commendation is to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the fall of Saigon and to commemorate the existence of the Vietnamese American community, the Vietnamese diaspora here. I'm going to try to get through this without crying, but tears are okay, I know that. At this time, I'd like to invite the following to come up and join me. Deputy County Executive Key Lê, Vietnamese American County, the staff from the Vietnamese American Service Center, staff from our Social Services Agency, including current employees and retirees, staff representing Viet SSA, the Vietnamese Translation Committee and the Social Services Agency, including current employees and retirees, Office of the Sheriff, Controller Treasurer Department, and various county departments. On April 30th, 1975, the Republic of Vietnam ceased to exist following the fall of Saigon, forcing hundreds of thousands of families to flee their homeland and seek refuge abroad. April 30th is solemnly commemorated each year by the Vietnamese diaspora and the Vietnamese American community as Black April, a day of remembrance honoring the sacrifice and legacy of those who fought for freedom in Vietnam and those who continue to uphold that cause around the world, and in memory of those we lost during war, migration, and resettlement. Since 1975, Santa Clara County has served as a second homeland to the Vietnamese diaspora. In the late 70s, Santa Clara County was only one of 3 congressionally designated refugee resettlement sites for Vietnamese refugees and Southeast Asian refugees. At that time, there were demonstrations across America, letter-writing campaigns to deny entrance to Vietnamese refugees. But in Santa Clara County, it was different. It was through our community organizing, activists, neighbors we haven't even met yet, who lobbied the Board of Supervisors in the late 70s to say, we will take them, bring them here. It was La Raza, the NAACP, Japantown, so many activists who are still here today, who made sure that we had home, we had a refuge. And on the 50th anniversary, I do not take it lightly that I serve as the first Vietnamese American member of the Board of Supervisors, with the opportunity to honor and acknowledge the sacrifices of my family, our families, our community, and the friendship that the Santa Clara County communities have shown us. Before you today stand former and current county employees who helped resettle refugees, who are children of refugees. And I know that Deputy County Executive Keeley, as he shared this morning at our flag raising, was born at a refugee camp. So this legacy continues in the work that we provide every single day to all communities, all those vulnerable and those in need who come through our doors. These are the values that the county continues to uphold, and I'm so honored to be able to be here today with our past, current employees who continue to dedicate themselves selflessly to this mission every day. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Phung Nguyen, Chief Medical Officer, to say a few words.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Vietnamese employees of the County of Santa Clara, thank you for this deeply meaningful recognition. Each April, we remember the heartbreaks, the deafening silence after the fall of Saigon. It is still etched in my memories and in many of us here today, the hurried goodbyes, the broken families, and the lives that were lost at sea in search for a better life. Black April is etched not just in the pages of history, but in the quiet strength of our parents, our grandparents, our predecessor, in the story of their heart-wrenching journey that they dare to share at all, and for so many other stories that was too difficult to share and to speak of. Out of sorrow, our elders built something enduring in America. They carry hope in their hands, and with it, resolve and build new lives. From refugee camp to classroom to neighborhoods and to places like this place here today, where we now have the privilege to serve our community. Today, we stand as part of what legacy of children of the journey marked by sacrifices, now contributing to the very community that have welcomed us with open arms. To Supervisor Betty Young, President Otto Lee, and the entire County of Santa Clara Board of Supervisors, our county executive leadership team, a heartfelt thank you from myself and from the entire community. Thank you for honoring our past, for seeing us fully, and for giving space to both memories and meaning. Your recognition speaks to the heart of what our county stands for, not just for freedom, but compassion, inclusion, and remembrance. From our family to yours, thank you for walking beside us on this solemn and sacred path of reflection on this 50th anniversary of the fall of our country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Betty. Thank you, President.
Thank you, President.
Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you.
I'll take this off here.
It's long, but it's kind of profound to have so many things to remember and acknowledge and celebrate. So thank you for hanging with us today. More than 70 million Americans have records of their contacts with the criminal legal system, which makes it extraordinarily difficult to find employment, housing, and overall acceptance back into one's community. Yet, we magically expect these individuals to come home and somehow find pro-social pathways to ensure their economic stability and feel reconnected to their communities. Fortunately, counties across the country are more and more frequently recognizing the importance of providing those opportunities for employment, housing, healthcare, voting rights, cash income, and many other basic needs to their residents when they return home. Legal and regulatory restrictions, social stigma related to incarceration, gaps in employment or education, family separation, housing unavailability, untreated mental health illnesses, and substance use disorders all contribute to the fact that nearly 75% of people who have been incarcerated remain unemployed up to a year post-release. The U.S. Department of Justice's Office of Justice Programs, the National Reentry Resource Center, and communities across the country are recognizing Second Chance Month in April by sharing new programs and initiatives and hosting events to educate the public and decrease barriers to employment, housing, voting, education, and other opportunities for individuals reentering their home communities following incarceration. In Santa Clara County, our Office of Reentry Services offers numerous opportunities to our reentry clients, including job fairs, business incubator programs, apprenticeships, and direct employment placement to help people get on their feet. Many former clients of the County of Santa Clara's Reentry Resource Centers, who are now working in county departments and county and community organizations, serve as role models for other currently and recently returning individuals and attribute their success and recovery to the programs and people who offered them second chances. So with that, this board proudly proclaims April 2025 as Second Chance Month And I would like to invite Javier Aguirre and his team from the Office of Reentry Services to accept this proclamation and talk more about the work that's happening there.
Well, on behalf of our reentry stakeholders, county staff, community-based organizations, and most importantly, our reentry clients, I want to thank our Supervisor Allenberg and the entire Board of Supervisors for proclaiming April as Second Chance Month. And also behind me are members of our Community Advisory Board, formerly known as our Lived Experience Advisory Board, who ensures that the community has a voice at the table and make sure that the services and resources are adequately provided to folks that are coming out of our jail system. Today, there's 2,700 individuals incarcerated at our main jail across the street and at Allenwood Correctional Facility. Around 2,400 individuals are released every month from our correctional facilities. That is a tremendous number of people needing not only services and resources, but opportunities to do something different. On average, about 2,000 individuals visit our 2 reentry centers a month in San Jose and South County to seek services and support to begin or continue their second chance path. The County of Santa Clara consistently develops programs to keep reducing the number of people we incarcerate, and we appreciate the county supervisors, county executive staff for their support of efforts like the alternative supervision programs, county employment programs for formerly incarcerated individuals, educational partnerships with our local colleges, and our jail diversion program like the Mission Street Recovery Station. The national 3-year reincarceration rate has decreased by 23% since the passage of the Second Chance Act in April of 2008. Here locally, as of November of 2024, 27% of all of our reentry center clients are reconvicted. Recidivism is down here at Santa Clara County. Providing resources can change the patterns of generational incarceration. There are individuals in this room who can attest to the power of second chance opportunities. We appreciate the Board of Supervisors proclaiming April as Second Chance Month, which sends a message to our county residents that we can all play in making a second chance possible. Thank you.
Next is the adoption of commendation for Patricia Brady as she retires after 40 years of service to the County of Santa Clara. James. Yay!
In real. All right. Look at that. Somebody take a picture.
Yes, we have to.
That's so sweet.
Well, on April 20th, Patricia Pat Brady is retiring, and I've been told I can't disclose how many years, but it's well more than 40 years of exemplary service to Santa Clara Valley Healthcare, and she leaves an enduring impact on SCVH and our entire county community. Pat is widely respected as a licensed clinical social worker, celebrated for her kindness and dedication. Prior to becoming SCVH's Director of Medical Social Services, Pat was foremost a medical social worker who delivered compassionate care to patients and their families in the pediatric, burn, trauma, and surgical intensive care units at VMC, improving their health outcomes and quality of life. In her role as director, Pat has been instrumental in aligning medical social work staff across SCVH following the acquisition of O'Connor Hospital and St. Louis Regional Hospital. Fostering a culture of excellence, innovation, and learning, Pat has mentored more than 100 MSWs and students. Pat has enthusiastically supported new and experienced social workers to best serve patients, managing the emotional and logistical aspects of healthcare and those pursuing their LCSW certification. As you can tell, Pat is beloved by the MSW.
Yay! You guys are awesome!
For her funny, quirky, and creative side, affectionately known for adding color and pizzazz when recognizing special accomplishments of staff, like when celebrating a new LCSW, Pat honored them in style with a cape, wand, crown, and goblet. Where's your cape, wand, crown, goblet? Here, good. To showcase their achievement. Furthermore, Pat was highlighted by Valley Health Foundation last summer for her efforts in spearheading the refurbishment of the basketball court near the Barbara Aarons Pavilion. It now boasts a freshly painted sunburst backboard and a new hoop for employees to enjoy. Thank you for your exemplary service to SCVH, to our community for so many decades.
Thank you for honoring me. I really appreciate it. Are they coming down?
Yes, yes, yes.
And you, I'm Miss Cindy, but you're a good one.
You're fabulous.
Thank you. You're like, don't go.
They can't fire me now. Oh yeah, let's get one of the signs. Yeah, good. Oh. So I love like just really warmish. That is adorable. Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. Everyone's got one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we do need to see Tony's face. Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, boy.
Else for our next proclamation? Yeah, oh, there you are. On behalf of the entire county organization, it's an honor to present this proclamation celebrating Office Professionals Day. Wednesday, April 23rd is a very important day in the county. Office professionals make this organization run. They're often the first people our residents and customers interact with. Our office professionals are in many ways the face of this organization. From connecting people in need to health services, to ensuring accurate billing and assessment information, to helping students find the latest and greatest library resources. Their ingenuity, flexibility, and ability to handle the unexpected make our office professionals so valuable. They understand that often change is the essential process. In the face of change, our office professionals keep our departments running efficiently so that the greater county organization can better serve our community. On this note, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the many office professionals joining us from Regional Medical Center. Welcome to the county. In 1987, county leadership saw the importance of our office professionals and created the Training for Office Professionals, or TOP program. 38 years later, the award-winning program is still going strong, counting over 2,000 county professionals among its graduates. The amazing executive secretaries for Greta and for me, Monica and Sonia, are among our office's 27 program graduates. And 2 of today's Employee Excellence honorees, and you'll hear about them in just a few minutes, are also recent alumni. So I'd like to present this commendation to John Tran and the rest of the group, John is chairperson for the executive board. On behalf of over 4,000 office professionals in the county, we want to just say how much we recognize and appreciate your service to our entire county organization as we recognize Office Professionals Day.
Thank you, James. First, I'd like to thank the Board of Supervisors, County Executive, and County Administration for this meaningful recognition and for the continued support in elevating the vital role of office professionals throughout the county. It is an honor to accept this proclamation on behalf of nearly 5,000 office professionals who form the foundation of the county's workforce. As the proclamation underscores, these individuals are the steady center of efficiency, keeping our operations running smoothly, supporting our every agency and department, and helping our county serve its residents with excellence. On April 23rd, we not only recognize the essential contributions of our office professional staff, but also the county's deep commitment to supporting their growth. The county's TOP program is a reflection of that commitment, investing in the development, leadership, and success of office professionals for nearly 38 years. With continued support from the board and the county executive, the program creates meaningful opportunities for office professionals to build skills, grow in confidence, and lead with purpose. But more than just skill building and training, the TOP program empowers participants to lead collaborative class projects that give back to the community in meaningful and lasting ways. So to every county office professional, your work matters. Your presence brings strength and your contributions leave lasting mark. You don't just support the county's mission, you help drive it forward. Let Office Professionals Day be a moment to recognize the value you bring every day, often behind the scenes, but always at the heart of what we do. We're proud to celebrate you and even prouder to stand with you in service to our community. Thank you.
Invite the board to come join you.
I'll try to sneak in the back there. So try to give more space. There you go.
All right, if our Employee Excellence Award recipients for this month could come join me to my right and left. Stuck it out through all the celebrations this afternoon. What a joyous ceremonial meeting we have this afternoon. And this is one of my favorite parts of each month, which is when we get a chance to recognize just a handful of our truly extraordinary public servants here at the county. We heard about some earlier this afternoon who are retiring and leaving the organization, but we have many others. And today we're going to hear a little about some of our employees from the Assessor's Office, Finance Agency, Library District, Sheriff's Office, Social Services Agency, Santa Clara Valley Healthcare, the Public Health Department, Department of Parks and Recreation, and Technology Services and Solutions. So the way this works is I'll call you up one at a time. You get to read something that was prepared by your department. Stand next to me, then afterwards, step behind me and take a photo. President Lee will present you with your actual award, and at the end, we're going to do a group photo. Okay? All right, so first, we have Clara Heaney. Clara is a lead assessment clerk in the Office of the Assessor. Each year, Clara reviews more than 700 business property audits, ensuring they are done accurately, efficiently, and in a timely manner. Clara is dedicated to providing top-notch services, consistently striving for excellence, while also maintaining prompt and professional communication with taxpayers. She oversees the final stages of roll corrections for all 6 business division units, ensuring that appraisal data is accurately relayed to other county departments for property taxation purposes. Clara is friendly and patient, treating everyone with courtesy. She's a team player who demonstrates genuine concern, going above and beyond to ensure the success of all audit completions. Clara encourages innovation and flexibility. Her ability to identify potential issues is instrumental in ensuring that auditor appraisers complete audits accurately and professionally. Clara is resourceful, skilled at managing complex situations, and adept at navigating challenges effectively. Clara is an exemplary public servant and an unsung hero in the Assessor's Office. She upholds the office's positive image by being trustworthy, resilient, and committed to her duties. Congratulations. Antonio Gallegos. So now we have the department that's next in the process from from the assessor. Antonio is a senior revenue collections officer with the Department of Tax and Collections, who consistently demonstrates leadership qualities grounded in empathy and respect. Antonio takes the department's and county's mission and values to heart and is dedicated to cultivating excellence in public service. On top of that, he's a pleasure to work with, a positive and supportive presence with a personality that is all at once kind, humorous, caring, and outgoing. He has a collaborative leadership style that welcomes feedback and considers all perspectives. For staff development, Antonio initiated a partnership with Learning and Employee Development to provide a psychological safety training session for DTAC, showcasing his proactive leadership and dedication to team well-being. This initiative, along with the knowledge he gleaned and shared from the Training for Office Professionals program, positions him as a leader in professional development and earned him the coveted Training for Office Professionals Honors Award. Antonio's championing of diversity efforts while fostering inclusiveness solidifies his position as a leader who values community and a respectful and equitable workplace. Thank you, Antonio. Tammy Kieran. Tammy's a senior library clerk at the Morgan Hill Library who consistently goes above and beyond, taking on new projects with enthusiasm and always considering the needs of her colleagues as well as library users. Tammy's highly proactive, always making valuable contributions to various work groups, including those focused on advancing library strategic plan initiatives. Tammy played a central role as an organizer of a major staff development day that saw 350 attendees, and she contributed greatly to the success of the event. One of Tammy's greatest strengths is her ability to amplify every team member's voice. She ensures that the clerical team at the front lines of interacting with patrons has ample opportunity to offer input on library services, fostering a collaborative and inclusive environment. She also provides valuable guidance, helping her team navigate through periods of change. Her reliability, friendly nature, and thoughtful approach make her a valued asset to both staff and patrons alike. Tammy plays a vital role in daily operations and is an endless source of support. Her insightful questions during project discussions often highlight key details others may overlook. Tammy is truly a pleasure to work with, and her contributions are deeply appreciated and valued. Congratulations. James Green. Deputy James Green is a veteran of the Sheriff's Office with nearly a quarter-century of service under his belt and exemplifies the department's commitment to the community. He's the lead liaison for the annual Shop with a Cop event that takes families on a shopping spree for children's gifts ahead of the holiday season. A memorable and heartwarming event that builds bridges between law enforcement and the community. Deputy Green also organizes his own large-scale national night out gathering in his neighborhood, bringing together law enforcement and fire agencies with various organizations to offer fun community activities for the evening. He also leads his neighborhood watch group to promote community safety after work hours and participates in various school assemblies and the Special Olympics program. That's all on top of his roles at the department, which have included jail training officer, vehicle maintenance officer, administrative training officer, and his current post in the transportation division, where he's been involved with various high-security transports throughout the state. Deputy Green is well regarded by his colleagues for his camaraderie and as a deputy dedicated to the Santa Clara County community. Thank you for your service. I'm going to read a little blurb for Erica Kemp, who I believe is not here this afternoon. As a social worker for the Department of Family and Children's Services, Erica serves as a reliable source of support and friendship for the young individuals residing in transitional care facilities. Every day, Erica engages in meaningful conversations with these youth, understanding that the foundation of trust is partnership. By taking the time to learn about their interests and concerns, she cultivates a sense of reliability and stability that these young people greatly value. Through her intentional engagement, Erica not only gains valuable insights, but also shares her expertise with clients, strengthening the network of support available to them. For instance, she recently addressed a situation involving a youth struggling with personal hygiene by collaborating with a team member to provide the necessary practical support and skills for improvement. Erica played a pivotal role in 2024 in the planning and preparation phases of the establishment of the Transitional Shelter Care Facility in Santa Clara, ensuring that every young person arriving at the facility is welcomed into a clean, organized, and secure environment. In short, Erica leaves a profound impact on the lives of the youth that she serves, and we congratulate her for her service. Susan Lowe. Dr. Susan Lowe has been the caring and highly skilled lead pharmacist at the Valley Health Center's Sunnyvale Pharmacy for 13 years. Throughout her 18 years with the county, Dr. Lowe has always led by example, demonstrating hard work and a dedication to providing exceptional care for her patients. Dr. Lowe's approach aligns with the county's vision of ensuring better health for all, as she embraces and nurtures patients who come to her pharmacy seeking care. As a certified translator, Dr. Lowe frequently assists patients who do not speak English. Some patients are so attached to her that even when they move out of the area, they continue to reach out to her with questions about their medications. During flu season, Dr. Lowe works tirelessly to ensure patients get vaccinated no matter how busy the pharmacy gets. She sets a very high standard for herself and her team to ensure optimum care for patients, taking the time to train and mentor new staff and students. The pharmacy, Valley Health Center Sunnyvale, and the entire county are fortunate to have such an extraordinary advocate, leader, and mentor in their ranks. Congratulations. Jonathan Slocum. Jonathan's a senior management analyst with the Public Health Department, whose dedication to quality service, commitment to fiscal responsibility, and focus on community needs combined to make him an exemplary public servant. As the grants manager for the department, John plays a critical role in ensuring that projects remain within budget and deliverables are met. His meticulous oversight and diligent fiscal management are vital to the long-term sustainability of public health programs. John fosters a respectful and collaborative work environment. He is always willing to share his knowledge and provide constructive feedback to colleagues. He brings together diverse team members, showing respect for different perspectives. John ensures complete transparency in the grants application process, meticulously adhering to all guidelines and regulations. His integrity also shines through his willingness to take accountability for mistakes and work diligently to fix them. John readily embraces a leadership role within the grants he manages and in all his work. He doesn't hesitate to take charge, and the executive team relies on him to tackle challenging projects and find solutions. John's empathy, compassion, and selflessness make him a role model for his team. Thank you, John. Leo De La Torre. Leo's a senior park maintenance technician who takes pride in providing for the best possible experience for visitors, leading an upkeep team that maintains Hellier County Park, Santa Teresa County Park, and the Coyote Creek Parkway. These parks shine, and Leo often receives compliments on his team's job from park users and coworkers. It comes from his unique approach. He always gets out of his truck and walks the park to experience it as a visitor does, but with an eye for what's needed. He connects with visitors, conversing in both English and Spanish to establish relationships that further inform him of anything that needs attention. Leo is also a man of many skills, with specialized training as an irrigation technician specialist and certification in water treatment and distribution, tractor driving, chainsaw operations, and wildland fire suppression, to name just some of his talents. This well-rounded background makes him an ideal steward of the parks and an excellent trainer and coach for his staff. One of Leo's best traits is his ability to interact with his staff to help them find a solution on their own instead of just telling them how to get something done. Thus, he creates a crew of problem solvers, making his staff confident even when Leo is not present. Overall, Leo is an exemplary public servant and truly a role model senior park maintenance technician. We appreciate all you do. Thank you. UN fam. Ewan is a business relationship manager for technology services and solutions who works with the Department of Family and Children's Services. Ewan excels in her role by managing technology needs efficiently, often going above and beyond. She ensures that projects provide value, follow the correct process, and are delivered effectively. Ewan has earned the trust of her colleagues in TSS and DFCS, demonstrating exceptional leadership, knowledge, and problem solving. She plays a key role in the implementation of the new CWS care system, ensuring readiness for transition. With a background in social work, Ewan expertly navigates complex policies and regulations, working with DFCS to provide timely solutions. Ewan is deeply committed to her work and to the children and families of the county, as demonstrated by her leadership in the laptop giveaway project, which provides laptops to underserved residents. She's known for her calm demeanor, reliability, and knack for effective collaboration. Her balance of business acumen, IT knowledge, makes her an invaluable asset to TSS and the Social Services Agency. Congratulations. If I could get a huge round of applause for all our award recipients. We're going to ask the board to come join me for a group photo.
You can sit in, yep. Actually, we're tall.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna say, they're not
You
gonna
sit in the back. We need some, you guys come to the front this way. There you go. Absolutely. Come on up. Yeah, like that, huh? That's too bad. That's important. There you go. There you go. Good, perfect. All right, now we've come to the end, and we'll adjourn the meeting until tomorrow morning, 9:30. Same channel, same place. Good night.